Hi everyone, this is Maxa and welcome to the second episode of this YouTube series about Auron Only challenge on Final Fantasy X HD. This longer episode will feature the fight against Sinspawn Gui I don't know exactly how you have to call its name. It's the fight during the Demi operation. This fight is actually a bit longer than the Chocobo Eater one because it features two battles. The first one when you have to actually fight the true boss, and then the second one when you play with Seymour against the weaker version of the Sinspawn. So, as usual, I will explain the strategy, the different equipment I'm using, like anything. So first of all, the equipment we are using for Auron this time, we have a Sentry, which has piercing and initiative, which is, the weapon in this fight actually doesn't matter much. I just bought the initiative blade at Oaka's shop because it's actually an interesting item and interesting property. And I also got a Serene bracer, which prevents you from being infected by Berserk, and also grants +5% max HP, which is always nice to take. Also, the actual setup I used right now is the same as the Chocobo Eater one. By that I mean I have Power Break, Haste, but I also picked up Lancet, Steel, and Use. The reasons why I'm using the Use and Steal strategy from Riku is that it's items you can steal off monsters are really powerful. And I will be using 2 of them, well actually 3 of them during this fight, and a grenade that was remaining from the Riku part in the beginning of the game. I'm using smoke bombs that you can steal off, I think Garuda as they are called, the big flying thingies on the mushroom road. Bomb thingies, I forgot also about the name. You can steal off fire elementals and also thunder items. So, as usual, we are using Power Break on the boss so we can reduce its damage output. So, if you are new to this guy, you can notice that he has 2 arms, a head and a body. The body itself has 12k HP, the head has 4k HP, and each arm has 800 HP. Whenever you try to deal damage with a melee attack on the body, and at least one arm is up, they will protect the body and significantly reduce your damage output. Therefore, if you want to deal melee damage to this guy, you need to kill both arms. Note that after 3 turns, those will reappear, so you have to repeat the process every time. The head is another aspect of the boss. First, it is out of range, meaning that regular melee attacks won't reach the guy. You actually need range attacks such as Waka's bow or spells. Or items, and that's actually important. The boss doesn't have any elemental weakness. Okay, here is something important too. You just look at the message here. The head is moving suspiciously. What does this mean? It actually means that on the next turn of the head of the Sinspawn, it's going to cast an attack, a poisonous attack that deals a lot of damage and deals poison to its target. You don't want this to happen ever. So, how do you prevent the head from casting it? Well, it's actually really simple. Whenever this message pops up, all you need to do is damage the head and it will stop. By the way, it is really important to cast Power Break on this body because it deals stupid amount of damage with its regular attack. Here I'm using smoke bombs for the sake of damage. Like 770 damage is insane. It almost kills the arms and it prevents the head from casting this poison attack. Here I'm using Haste so I can get the turn ahead of the body, instead of having both the head and the body attacking at the same time. Here the different actions the enemies can perform are: the body can use Demi or basic attack, and the head will always cast Thunder if it's not moving. Okay, you're using a second smoke bomb to prevent the head from attacking and destroying the arms in the process. So damage is 350, 360 using an explosion. So it's really sustain off that. The boss fight is pretty much over once the head is dead, actually. Also here you need 19 to 20 basic attacks to kill the body, but since you're using smoke bombs in the process, you will need a bit less of them. You actually don't have to cast, I mean, you don't have to use like bomb fragments or Electro marble or even grenades to stop the head from doing that. You can just use Lancet if you picked it up, which I actually did, but I wanted to push for damage, and that grenade is actually useless later on, so why not use it right now. Dragon Fang is really interesting here to use because it one-shots the arms, but pay attention, it doesn't damage the head. That's important to know. So you cannot use Dragon Fang to actually stop this guy from using the poisonous thingy. Also, I don't know if you noticed that, but my overdrive type is Slayer at the moment, and whenever I kill an enemy, my overdrive gauge is actually filling up a bit. And it needs 5 targets to actually fill it to 100%. The reason why I'm using this is because Dragon Fang deals damage to both arms and to the body, and it kills the arms in the process. So after having this gauge empty, I actually kill 2 entities, and therefore it gets back to 40%. Here I'm hesitating because I'm not going on a greedy playstyle or anything, because I know this guy can actually crit sometimes, and I don't want to die, so I'm using healing items. I mean, even a bit exaggerating on their use, but I don't want to die. And here, I just checked after using the Electro marble on the head if the head was actually still alive. I didn't count for the total damage I dealt on it. It has 4k HP, so you know. And if you scroll through the, I don't know, I can call that, I mean the turns representation section, let's call that this way. If you don't see boss 1 popping up, this means that the head is dead. And at this point, I want to say that the game is pretty much over. For the Sinspawn, of course, not for us. Also, I just thought about it, but I could also have noticed that I killed the head if I looked at my gauge and I got to 60%. Here I'm getting lucky that I'm critting the arms, because however, if I'm not critting, I cannot one-shot them with a single basic attack, like you will see there. I deal 600 damage and need 800. All you have to know about this guy is that you don't actually have to worry about your HP if you are like if you aren't below like 400, and that if he actually used his basic attack before, because this guy won't use his basic attack twice in a row against you. It will always be basic attack Demi, or sometimes even basic attack Demi, basic attack. So since Demi cannot kill you because it deals 25% of your current HP as magic damage, you shouldn't worry. Your arms regenerate without an S. Sorry for my bad English. Since they are up, you can just use Dragon Fang. Get rid of them because it one-shots it. There we go. This isn't actually the whole fight, because you also have to defeat the Sinspawn after Sin's attacks, and you have to, in this fight you actually play with Seymour, and I will actually showcasing this one. I will skip the whole part with the Sin's attack, because that's not what we are focusing on. This fight is much easier than the previous one, even though it was not that hard at all, because the head only has 1k HP and the body has 6k. Also,
stand back, lady.
The damage of the body is significantly lower. The head still has the same behavior, and its thunder attack has the same damage, which is roughly 220. Here I could have used Fyra on Yuna to kill her, which I'm actually doing after. I had a kind of issue here, is that because Auron keeps the HP from the previous fight, I had to use Mega Potion here to get back to my usual HP, because I didn't cast Power Break yet, and if the guy attacks me or if the head uses Thunder, Auron dies. Okay, you're using Fyra on Yuna, she dies. The head is moving suspiciously. How do we deal with that? You know, drill. Smoke bomb. So the head stops moving. At this point the head has like 200 and a bunch of HP. Seymour suiciding. Works pretty well. Power break on the body. So now his basic attack will deal 60 damage, which is absolutely irrelevant. Seymour surviving with 2 HP. Lucky boy. Where 1v1 starts. The head is moving. What we're going to do is use Smoke Bomb so we actually kill it. Both arms die. Next turn we'll be using Haste and then spamming basic attack. Whenever arms respawn, just use Dragon Fang, repeat the process and kill the guy. That's all you have to do. No, look at just the damage this guy deals to you is ridiculously low. The whole pathing you have to use on this field grid to get to this result is, well, first of all, pick Expert's field grid. That's the first thing. Then you want to use all the spheres you get in Kilika and in Luca after the baseball game, naming especially the strength sphere you get when you win the game, because it gives you +4 strength, which I mean your damage goes from 220 to 450. It is crazy. After that, you just go to Haste on the Titus path. Then you go to the bottom of your screen. You go to Kimari's section of the sphere grid. You grab Scan. You grab Lancet. Then you will unlock a key sphere on which leads to Riku's pass, where you get just use and steal. And at this point you're pretty much done. You spam steal on every single monster that has an interesting item to pick up, and there you go, because items just deal stupid amount of damage. So that was our fight against Sinspawn Gui, I don't know what you call this guy. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next video of this series about FF10 HD Auron Only challenge. See you later, boys.